Welcome back, and time now for the business day. Jamaica's latest United Oil and gas exploration results are being met with cautious optimism as new test results have strengthened evidence of potential oil resources offshore Jamaica. Energy Minister Darrell Vaz is urging Jamaicans to temper their expectations.
That was just to see if there was traces of oil and gas. We will not know definitively until such time as we drill a well, which will require the company, United Oil and Gas, to raise between 60 and 70 million US dollars through partnerships with big oil companies to drill a well. The results of that will be the most telling and conclusive. So again, positive news, but I urge Jamaicans to be cautious and not get their expectations up as yet.
And staying with fuel-related matters, there's growing calls for the government to revisit the calculation of the special consumption tax SCT on gasoline. This appeal comes as Jamaicans grapple with the continued rise in fuel prices, placing increased financial strain on homes and businesses. Deidre Thomas has details.
At the pump these days, a driver's best friend isn't their car. It's mathematics. With gasoline prices climbing, motorists are counting every dollar, buying $2,000 here, $3,000 there, and still leaving with less fuel than they need. Caught in the middle of the squeeze, the Jamaica Gasoline Retailers Association, who is adding their perspective to calls for the government to rethink the special consumption tax on fuel.
Yeah, the SCT is a percentage. It operates on a percentage base on the gasoline. So as the gasoline increases, the price of it increases, so does the tax. It would be good if they could actually fix the SCT at a figure prior to the rise in the prices of the gasoline. That way, the government will still get their taxes, which are due to them, and the consumers would benefit tremendously.
According to Association President Philip Chung, taxes now make up half of the gasoline price. However, he says past consultations with the International Monetary Fund during fuel crisis has limited government flexibility on tax reductions.
I think it was 2015 or somewhere thereabout. We recommended to the government to reduce the taxes on gasoline so that it would be affordable or more affordable for us, the consumers. The IMF came in at the time and suggested that the government really needed all level of taxes that they could get to reduce the GDP at the time. But no, our GDP is not looking so bad, is it? So I think now would be an opportune time for the government to revisit that calculation of the SCT on gasoline.
He added that customers are feeling the pinch, especially taxi operators.
They purchase in patterns of $1 unit. So they're not filling up per se, but they will still come to the pump and buy a set figure, $2,000 or $3,000 worth of product. And they continue to purchase the same amount, but naturally they're getting less gasoline. So they have concerns. They have deep concerns. And, jokingly you hear them say, boy, next thing they have to do is push the car.
Meanwhile, Mr. Chung is reassuring the public that from his perspective, there is no indication of a fuel shortage in the near future. This advisory to motorists.
We just ask the consumers to bear with this situation. One thing would come to mind, though, even if the war cease, right, the speculation of the uncertainty of fuel deliveries in the global sense will still be there for another month or so.
Deidre Thomas, TVJ News.
Thanks, Deidre. To some stocks news now, the JSE index declined by 1,344 points, while the junior market index declined by 21 points. The winners: First Rock Real Estate Investments, General Accident Insurance Company, Berger Paints Jamaica, Proven Group and Express Catering. Now the losers, they include MPC Caribbean Clean Energy, Pulse Investments, JMMB Group Limited 8.5%, CAC 2000 and Main Event Entertainment Group. 29 stocks traded firm. Foreign exchange trading ended with banks and Cambio selling the US dollar for an average $159.20. The Canadian dollar is being sold for $115.04. The pound is going for $213.69, while the euro is being sold for an average $189.43. And that's the business day. News from overseas when we return.